Hello everyone, good afternoon, how are you all? So yes, welcome back here again, and today we are going to discuss the previous year questions of SSC CHSL, Steno. Then we have different examinations, even it will include MTS as well. So yes, CHSL, Steno, then we have MTS examination, all those examinations which are there from the SSC part, we are including that. And yes, for the CGL part, we know that for the CGL part, we'll be taking session between 4 to 5. Okay. So without any delay, let's start with our session. What's the first question of the day? The first question is, if any water body, if in any water body there's high BOD value, then it is generally what? Now this question is from CPO 2017. Let's see who will give this correct answer. So my question is from BOD. As we know that we are discussing about CPO, then Steno, CHSL examinations, this one is going to be very important as this BOD question is twisted in such a manner that in one way or the another, it is asked in the examinations. First of all, talking about this BOD. What is that? This BOD actually stands for biological oxygen demand, which we already know. So Akleshwar has joined us. Hello Akleshwar, how are you? So if I talk about this BOD, what is that? That is biological oxygen demand. Now from the name itself, it is clear that we are talking about the demand of oxygen which is required by the microbes. When I talk about a water body, there are microbes which are present over there. Now, when they are using this oxygen, the amount of oxygen that is used by them, now if this value is getting higher and higher, this means water is being polluted more and more. So yes, there's one more question which is asked in the examination. If there's something which is written, for example, BOD 5, this means it is asking about the biological oxygen demand of up till 5 days. That is biological oxygen demand of 5 days, that is BOD 5. So 5 represents here 5 days. But the question is, if any water body, if there is a high BOD value, then it would be generally what? It is going to be very, very polluted. And yes, Akleshwar, you are totally correct here. The correct answer is going to be very polluted. Let's move forward with the next question. Next is, which of the following ecosystem has highest biomass? Now, what is biomass? I will be telling this. Before that, I want answer. So which of the following ecosystem has highest biomass? Is it desert ecosystem? Is it freshwater ecosystem? Is it tundra? Is it forest? What is that? Now if you are confused with this tundra, let me tell you, here we are talking actually about grassland. I'll write here. Tundra, velds, all these are what? These are actually grasslands. Now waiting for the answer. Is it desert ecosystem, freshwater ecosystem, tundra, or forest ecosystem? So Akleshwar is going with D, that is forest ecosystem, and that's absolutely correct. Now what is this forest ecosystem? Let's understand. If I talk about this forest ecosystem, then it means we are including trees over there, different plants, different animals, right? So if I talk about these trees, plants, if we look at a word that is mass, this means we are talking about the amount of matter that is contained in a body, we call it mass. But since it is talking about bio, and we know that bio means what? Life, which includes both animals also, and plants also. And this term is very easy to understand by the part that is biology. What is biology? Logy word comes from logos, which means study. Now the study of what? The study of life. So the study of life is actually biology. In the similar manner, mass, we are talking about biomass. This means we are talking about the overall mass. So if I'll go towards any of the ecosystem, whether it is desert, in desert what we find? We can talk about those cactus, there are several plants, or you can talk about those animals which are living in desert. So obviously, if I'll compare this part with this forest ecosystem will be having a greater mass, right? So that's why the correct answer is going to be forest ecosystem. That is, the highest biomass is there in forest ecosystem. Okay, so option D was correct over here. Next we have, which among the following is not a biotic component of the environment? Now this is quite basic one. I guess you can answer this part. Yes. So I'm talking about this question where the question is, which among the following is not a biotic component of the environment? Now what is biotic? What is abiotic? We'll be understanding that. But before that, I want the answer. So Akleshwar and all, waiting for the answer please. What is the correct answer over here? Answer please, answer. So Akhilesh is going with D over here. Okay. So Akhilesh, if I'll go with D option, just have a look. They are asking not a biotic component. What is biotic component? Actually, if I talk about these components, they are divided into two parts. One is biotic and another one is abiotic. Now, what's the difference between two? Biotic means we are talking about living organism over here. If I talk about abiotic factor, these are those factors which are actually non-living. Now, since question is asked from biotic components, we know that parasites are biotic components, they are living. If I'll go with decomposers, they are living. If I'll talk about non-green plants, they are living. But what about soil? Soil is not a biotic factor. And what was asked in the question? Akhileshwar, I think you missed that part. That is not. Question is asked which is not a biotic factor. It's not which is biotic factor. So yeah, D was for the previous one. Okay. So Akhileshwar, this time you were wrong. But no issues. I guess now you have the clarity now. For biotic components, we know that we are talking about living beings. That is, we can talk about plants. Then we can talk about animals. They are under biotic category. But if I talk about soil, if I talk about temperature, all these things are what? They are under non-living category and hence they are abiotic factors. So all these are what? They are biotic components, biotic. But if I talk about this soil is what? This is abiotic. And what was the question? Question was, which among the following is not a biotic component? So it's very obvious that option number D, that is soil, will be the correct answer. Akhilesh, did you get this point? Have you received this point? Please answer this so that I can move forward now. Is it clear? Akhilesh, please, waiting for the answer. If it is clear, then we'll move forward now. And it's very, very important. Do not miss this part because it is repeatedly asked in the examinations. Okay, so I guess this point is clear now. So here, option number D, that is soil, was the correct answer. Next we have, in which of the following ecosystem benthic zone is found? So I want answer first, then I'll explain this part. So in which of the ecosystem benthic zone is found? What is the correct answer here? Okay, Akhilesh, right? So in which of the ecosystem this benthic zone is found? What is the correct answer here? And everyone who is there in the session, please start answering this part. In which of the following ecosystem benthic zone is found? What is benthic zone? If I talk about this benthic zone now, here this benthic zone is actually present in the water ecosystem, where we can talk about different organisms which are present in that ecosystem. But water ecosystem may be of two different types. It may be salt water system or it may be fresh water system. So yes, Vikram is going with A, Akhilesh is going with B. Here, Vikram, please remember, whenever we talk about this benthic zone, so it will be in salt water ecosystem. What's that? Here, option number B will be correct, where I can talk about that marine ecosystem, where you can take the example of oceans or seas over there, right? So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is going to be option number B, that is salt water ecosystem. Next, which of the following range of air pollutant index is considered hazardous? Hazardous means in the present times, you might have seen that news in which this NCR region is declared as if there is no proper air. That is, it is toxic in nature, right? It is not good for breathing, and that's why government has also released the notice that please avoid moving out if it is not important. So this particular part where air index or air quality is actually increasing, where we can talk about the quality is not good over here, and that's why we have that particular range which tells us about the air quality. So if I talk about this air pollutant, which is that particular index which will tell you that air has become hazardous and it's not good to breathe in. So Akhilesh is the first one to answer this, that the range is 301 to 500. Vikram, do you also want to go with the same option? Do you also want to go with the same option? And yes, if I'll go with this 301 to 500, that is the quality or that is the range which is considered as hazardous. And in the present time in the NCR region, air quality index is also not good. So yes, if I'll talk about this pollutant, this range is very important. Do not forget, it's 301 to 500. Okay, so we have next question now. The tree which is popularly known as green gold but is an ecological disaster. It is which particular tree? Can you answer this part? Here, what is the correct answer? So, what's the correct answer here? The tree popularly known as green gold but which is an ecological disaster. So, is it banyan tree? Is it peepal tree? Is it eucalyptus or none of these? Vikram, Akleshwar, need answer from both of you. Now, this is from Steno. Previous all the questions were from CPO part. This is from Steno. So yes, green gold, but it is an ecological disaster. Now, why is it ecological disaster? I'll be telling you. Before that, I want answer. Vikram is going with D. Okay, that is none of these. Akleshwar, do you also have same answer? If I talk about a tree which is green gold, so before understanding this green gold part, let's go with this banyan tree. If I talk about this banyan tree, we have aerial roots over here. You might have seen banyan tree where if I'll try to draw it, then we have roots here also, right? So these are aerial roots. If I talk about peepal tree, here we know that it is the tree which is giving you the maximum amount of oxygen, and even in Hindu religion it is considered sacred. Why? Because it is giving you a large amount of oxygen and hence it is said you must not cut it. Even we respect that and we are involved in all those pujas and all, right? So yes, Akleshwar is going with A option, Vikram is with D. But if I talk about this eucalyptus, eucalyptus is the one which prevents other all those diseases or insects. I'll not talk about insects, but yes, it is toxic in nature, so it prevents itself from all those particular unwanted things which may come. But there's an issue in that. Now, what is that issue? Obviously, we have discussed that it is what? It is acting as an ecological disaster. Why? There's a reason behind it. And what is that reason? The reason behind it is that this eucalyptus which is present, it absorbs lot of water. And because of this, what happens? That the surface, the water which is there in the underground level, that underground level water is actually degrading. And hence, we will say that eucalyptus is the one which is deteriorating this level, or it is decreasing the level of this water from the earth. So it takes a lot of water, right? And that's why it is considered as ecological disaster. And yes, obviously it is toxic in nature. Okay, so here option number C, that is eucalyptus, is going to be the correct answer. Now, if I talk about ecological disaster, obviously banyan tree and peepal tree are not going to be ecological disasters. So the only option left is eucalyptus. So you can go in any way, whether with the logical part or with the options also, you will get the correct answer. So Akleshwar and Vikram, I guess you understood this point. Let's move forward now. Next we have the theory of evolution was put forward by whom? So who was the one who gave this theory of evolution? Now what is that? Before understanding that part, I will be taking answer from you, and this question is from CPO SI 2003. So this is from CPO part again. Now what is the correct answer over here? Let's see who will give the correct answer. And I want the correct answer from everyone, and everyone who's there in the session, please like it and share it so that we can have lots of discussion in each and every question. And as usual, we can have 360-degree analysis of the question, including the postmortem part. So yes, Akleshwar is going with Darwin. Vikram is also with Darwin. Absolutely correct. Great, Akleshwar and Vikram. If I'll talk about this theory of evolution, what's that? If I'll talk about Charles Darwin, he was the one who has given this theory of evolution. If I'll talk about Gregor Mendel, so remember that P experiment, where we'll talk about all those particular experiments which were conducted on the peas, was done by whom? He was Gregor Mendel. If I'll talk about this Aristotle, in Hindi, his name is Arastu. He is known as the father of biology. I'll write here. This is asked in the examination. He is known as father of biology. And also, there's one more part, that is, he is also known as father of zoology. Now, whoever has doubt, sir, what is zoology? So let me tell you, biology is divided into two parts, or biology has two branches. Yeah, Vinod, absolutely correct. Your answer was correct. If I talk about biology, biology has two branches, main branches, where first of all we'll talk about botany, and another one is zoology. Now what is that? Bio, I've already told you it is the study of life, where logos, that is logy, is relating with the study. Bio means life. Now life of humans also, plants also. So if I'll consider this botany, so here we are studying plants. If I'll talk about zoology, from the word zoo itself it is clear. In zoo you will get what? It's not plants. Plants we are getting in nursery. In zoo you will be getting animals. So obviously the animal study is zoology. So biology's father and zoology's father is Aristotle. If I'll talk about the father of botany, this is asked in the examination. Father of botany is Theophratus. Who's he? He is Theophratus. Very important. It is asked in the examination. Do not forget. Now, if I talk about this Charles Darwin, in the starting he told that we all were apes, that monkeys category, and slowly there was the evolution, and finally this structure came in. So yes, this particular theory was given by Charles Darwin, that is theory of evolution. So this is option D, that is correct here. Next we have cadmium pollution is associated with what? So if I talk about cadmium pollution, it is associated with what? Let's see who will give this answer. Cadmium pollution is associated with what? So is it mini meta? Is it Blackfoot disease? Is it dyslexia? Or is it itai? What is the correct answer? If I talk about these options, two of the options are very important. Acha. Okay. Vikram, your answer will absolutely be correct. It has been a long time since you have been in classes. So it's great. I guess you will be giving this answer in the first go, Vikram, right? So yes, Akleshwar is the first one to answer this. That is itai. Then Vikram is also with D. Very good. Vinod, I guess you are also with the same option? Yeah. So if I talk about this cadmium pollution, here you can talk about itai. What is that? Whatever you are eating, whatever is there, if this cadmium gets into your body, it will be affecting your skeletal system. It will be affecting even your nervous system. So cadmium pollution, where if cadmium enters into your body, you will be suffering from itai. But if I'll talk about mercury, if mercury enters into our body, it leads to mini meta. So these two questions are very important. If I talk about this Blackfoot disease, this is from the part in which those particular microbes which are acting into our body, and they lead to this part. Okay, so let's move forward now. Next we have the enzyme that coagulates milk into curd is what? Now this is from Steno. Question is the enzyme that coagulates milk into curd. Now what is that? Mostly kidney. That's true, Vinod. Absolutely correct. What about this question? The enzyme that coagulates milk into curd. What is the correct answer here? The correct answer, please. Question is the enzyme that coagulates milk into curd. So this is from Steno 2011. Is it renin, pepsin, resin, or citrate? What's that? Akleshwar is going with B. Sir, it would be pepsin. Okay. Vinod is going with D, that is citrate. Who is left? Vikram is left. Vikram, so your work is done, I guess. I'm getting your comments quite late. So waiting for your answer, then I'll explain this part. So enzyme that is helping in the coagulation of milk into curd. Okay. So let me tell you, Vikram, I guess I'm getting comments quite late from your end. So I'll explain this part. When we're talking about this enzyme, someone gave me the answer, that is that it would be pepsin. See, when we were discussing digestive system, even again whenever this Vikram is going with B. Great. Totally correct. So, sorry, this is not correct. Sorry. If I talk about this P for pepsin, pepsin helps in the digestion of protein. So there was a trick which I explained that time. I'll again explain. If I talk about an enzyme that is amylase, it stands for A. Amylase A. It helps in the digestion of carbohydrate or starch. So we have a trick AC, that is air conditioner. A for amylase, C for carbohydrate. Now, there's another part that you are talking about P. Here we'll remember PP. In our childhood time, whenever we wanted to sit with our father on his bike, we used to say, Papa, I want to sit on the PP, right? So from PP you will remember P for pepsin and P for protein. So pepsin is the enzyme which helps in the digestion of protein. But if I talk about adults, we have HCl in our stomach, that is hydrochloric acid. But if I talk about this enzyme, that is renin, which is again there in the stomach, it is helping in the conversion of milk into the curd. Very important, do not forget. So milk to curd conversion is done by renin, and that's why it is said whenever you have a small baby at your home, just after drinking the milk, just after drinking the milk, if you are just holding that baby and by mistake you press the stomach, the milk that will come out, it will come out in the form of curd. Why? Because when milk went into the stomach, there was renin enzyme which has already converted the milk into curd, and that's why the milk, when it comes out from the a baby's body, it will come out in the form of curd. So if you have not experimented it, once you will become father, or once you have a small baby in your home, you will get to know about it. Okay, so yes, here the correct answer was renin. Next we have the medicinal plant used in the preparation of skin care is what? The enzyme, the medicine plant used in the preparation for skin care is what? So answer please. Let's see who can answer this part. The medicinal plant used in the preparation for the skin care. I guess this everyone knows, right? After Baba Ramdev's all those products. So Vikram is going with B, that is Amla. Akshay is with C. If you would be the fan of Patanjali, you must be knowing this answer. Because from my 9th or 10th standard, I have seen those particular ads, all those particular part where Baba Ramdev was there. In most of the cases, he is actually talking about this particular part. Yes, so Vinod is correct here, Akleshwar is correct. Vikram, please remember that would be aloe vera. If you have any sort of issue on your skin, you can apply this aloe vera, and you might have seen that particular plant, greenish color plant in which some cuts are there, right? So Durgesh is also with C answer, and you all are correct. Great. So what I'm talking about, whenever we talk about skin care, there you can talk about aloe vera, right? Vikram is saying I'm not the fan of Patanjali, that's why I was wrong. No issues, but still we must remember that. I was just kidding, man. It's obviously not about fan, but there was a point. Okay, so if I talk about skin care, we use aloe vera there. Next, next we have chewing gum is made up of what? Now, if you would have used this chewing gum in earlier days, when I was in my second standard, third standard, at that time, Big Bubble and that Boomer used to come. I don't know they are coming now or not, because I haven't used from such a long time. I guess from 10 to 15 years, I haven't seen them actually, because I have not used, so I have never seen them or never tried to see them. But those chewing gums which used to come at that time, in the present time also chewing gums must be coming with different brands. Not sure they are coming or not, but they were made of something. And what was that? So Vikram is going with, acha, Vikram's answer is taken back. Akleshwar is going with C. So that is, it would be latex. Then others, what do you think? And everyone who has joined this session, please like it, and yes, do not forget to subscribe our channel, so that whenever you press the bell icon, once you press the bell icon, whenever lecture will start, your notification will be there. Okay, so my question is, chewing gum is made up of what? So is it resin, tannin, latex or gum? Vikram is going with D. Okay, that is, sir, it would be gum. We know this with C. Akleshwar. Boomer. Boom, boom, boomer. Hamara hero boomer. Actually, this was the tagline which was there in this ad. I still remember. I was fan of that. I had all the tattoos on my this particular hands. That's why I remember that. Okay, so I'll come back to my point. If I talk about this chewing gum, from this part, this latex is collected, and this latex is used in making this chewing gum, right? So yes, here latex, that is option number C, would be the correct answer here. Next we have, from the bark of which plant is quinone extracted? Now what is quinone? First of all, I want the answer, then I'll explain this part. Okay, please answer this. From the bark of which plant is quinone extracted? From the bark of which plant quinone is extracted? Durgesh, the thing is that I am almost in all the options, I am explaining those parts, but if they are linked or if they are correct, sometimes what happens, we are just trying to make those options in such a manner. Actually, these are the questions from the previous year part. Some options are actually just in the mnemonics part, they look same, but there is no such existence of them. That's why. So yes, we have Avan here after a long time. How are you, Avan? Yeah. So if I'll talk about this part, Vinod is going with option number B. Okay. So here, if I'll talk about this quinone part, please remember, there's a disease or there's an issue which is known as malaria, right? Malaria. Now, we are aware of that. How it is caused? If we have that particular mosquitoes which are spreading this part. Now, here, since we are talking about the quinone which is helping in this particular disease eradication, that is, if we want to resolve the issue of malaria, or if we want to eradicate this disease, what we'll do? We'll use this quinone, and this quinone is actually extracted from Kincona, or we'll say Cinchona, whatever it is, whatever you spell like. So here it would be option number B, that is correct. Now if I talk about this part, that is eucalyptus, we have understood this. What? It consumes lot of water, and in India it actually came especially in the British rule, right? But yes, it is toxic in nature, we have understood about that. Now if I talk about this neem part is very beneficial in case we talk about those tooth issues, whatever tooth issues are there. If you use this neem product on the daily basis, your teeth will remain strong. Apart from that, if someone is from village background, or if you are even living in the city but you have those particular big boxes in which you are keeping wheat. So for keeping wheat safe and sound from all those microbes, what we do? We use those neem leaves and put in that box. Why? Because these neem leaves will prevent your particular wheat or other products from microbes. And this neem is really of great use in all the ways, whether for the skin part, whether for the blood part, for keeping your teeth strong. There are many things or many features of this particular neem. Okay, neem herbal Indian doctor. Yeah. Okay, so here we have next question. BT seed is associated with what? BT. BT seed is associated with what? Let's see what is the correct answer over here. Arey wow, great Avan, great. So you have told about Bacillus thuringiensis, which is actually a bacteria or it is a microbe, right? So it is preventing all those particular crops from microbes so that they will not destroy. We will talk about biotechnology part, correct? So yes, BT seed is associated with what? It is the famous question for all the SSC examinations. So one is with cotton, but Akhilesh is going with D, that is oil seeds. Then Durgesh, what is your answer? Vinod, your answer is still pending. And Vikram, your answer please. Durgesh, Vikram, Vinod, your answers are pending. Avan and Akhilesh are giving C and D as an option. That is cotton, and D would be oil seed. So what is the correct answer here? Can you answer this part? Still waiting for the answer. No one? See, please remember, when we are talking about these BT seeds, here we'll talk about no issues, Durgesh. It is very important. Here we'll talk about a bacteria that is known as Bacillus thuringiensis. And yes, if we want to prevent our crop or we want to protect our plants from all those microbes which might actually what we'll say, which will actually do all those activities which will be harmful for us. Harmful in the sense they may destroy the plants, right? So at that time, what we are using the technology that is known as biotechnology in order to prevent all those particular issues which might be created. So yes, in order to prevent that, we are using BT seeds which are actually associated with the cotton. Even let me tell you, there's one more thing. We have seen whenever we cut those onions, during cutting of onion, we start crying. It's not actually crying, that water starts coming from our lacrimal gland, that is from our eyes. So even if we want to prevent that, we can use biotechnology. Apart from that, if there's some particular issue that we want that this particular issue should not be in our baby. For example, if there's baldness which is coming in my family, hereditary issue, and if there's any other issue which is there in my wife, obviously the child or the baby which will come into the environment or onto this earth, I want those issues should not come here. So I can just eradicate all those issues. I can remove all those issues. How? Using that biotechnology. Now, what is that process? We'll be explaining that in the later part, where we can talk about those particular genes. Whichever are defective genes, they can actually be removed and the correct genes can be taken in. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, Avan, great. So let's move forward to the next question. Next we have the study of field crops are called what? What is the study of field crops? What is the correct answer over here? I guess from the name itself you may be getting the answer. Logi means study. But the study of what? So can you answer this part? The study of field crops. What is the correct answer over here? Study of field crops. Is it pomology, agronomy, or is it oriculture, or is it floriculture? What's that? Akhleshwar is going with B because from the name itself we can get the clarity, right? Agronomy. Now, if I talk about this agro word, just have a look. This agro, you can relate it with agriculture. You can relate it with agriculture. So it's very obvious that Shankar, Vinod, Avan, Vikram, all of you are absolutely correct. Akhleshwar. If I talk about this AGR, I can relate it with the agriculture. So that's true. Study of field crops is called agronomy. What about this pomology? Pomology is actually the study of fruits. Now, if I'll go with this olericulture, what's that? If I talk about this, obviously logy is not there, but I was just explaining that part. Okay, so if I'll talk about this olericulture, it's the study of vegetables. What is that? It is the study of vegetables. Now, that's true. If I talk about floriculture, so from this word flori itself, we can study the study of flowers. That is from flow, that is flower. So the study of flower would be floriculture. The study of vegetable is olericulture. If I talk about the study of fruit, that is pomoculture and agronomy. From agri word, we can understand that it is what? It is the study of agriculture. That is the study of field crops. Sorry. So I guess these points are clear. Let's move forward with the next question. We have done postmortem of this question. Next we have oil of vitriol is the common name of which of the following? So we already have the answer here. Yeah. See, floriculture means the study of flowers. Flori word, Durgesh and Shankar, you can relate it with flower, right? Okay. Yeah, pisciculture, if I'll talk about that would be of fish. Totally correct. In the similar way, if I'll talk about the sericulture, silkworm. So from those names, we can relate that. Okay. So yes, oil of vitriol is the common name of what? So that is sulfuric acid, which is also known as the king of chemicals. Next. Guard cells surrounds dash. So this is from CPO part. Is it nucleus, stomata, Golgi apparatus, or is it mitochondria? So we have 4 options here. Let's see who will give this answer. Shankar, no, it's not CuSO4. It is It is what? It is H2SO4. Sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Nitric acid was HNO3. That's the difference. Okay. So the question is, guard cell surrounds what? Is it nucleus? Is it stomata? Is it Golgi apparatus, or is it mitochondria? Who will give this answer? And everyone who's there in the session now, please like it and share it so that we can have lots of candidates and we will go with the postmortem of each and every question, each and every options. So Shankar is saying that it would be stomata, Akhleshwar is with stomata, Vikram is with stomata. Then who's left? Durgesh is left and Vikram has given the answer, Akhleshwar has given the answer. Okay. Shankar has also given the answer. Cool. So Shankar, Akhleshwar, Vikram, all of you are with me. What about Avan? Avan, your answer is pending. Durgesh, your answer is pending. Super fast, man. I have to explain these options as well. Yo, so Vinod. Yeah, Vinod was left. Vinod with B. Avan is with Golgi apparatus. Okay, let's have a look. If I talk about his guard cells, it is actually surrounding stomata. It is actually helping in the opening and closing of the stomata. It is asked in the examination for the opening and closing of the stomata. These guard cells are present. And it is actually even where it is present, we can talk about plants. Obviously, the stomata is present in the plants where guard cells are surrounding it and it is helping in its closing and opening. Now, if I'll try to give these options, what is nucleus? Nucleus is the part of cell. Shankar, wait, just a second, right? If I talk about this nucleus, it is present where? It's in the cell where we have those DNA, RNA and all, which is helping in the cell division part. And yes, DNA, which is carrying hereditary information. Okay. Now, if I'll go with this Golgi apparatus, what they do? Golgi apparatus are the ones which are present in the plant, which are actually present in the plants also, animals also, and they are helping in intracellular transport. What is that? They are helping in intracellular transport. So in the examination it is asked, which part of the cell is helping in the intracellular transportation? Please remember, that would be what? That is actually Golgi apparatus. So Shankar, we can take an example. If I talk about your home, in your home, there must be a water tank, right? That water tank is connected with those particular taps of kitchen or washrooms. So this washroom or kitchen tap is receiving water from where? From those bigger tanks. So there must be some medium through which water is traveling. And what is that? That is actually pipe. In the similar manner, if I talk about a cell, in the cell also we want transportation of different important things. Now for those important intracellular transportation, we must be requiring something. So for the transportation, we are using Golgi apparatus. Now talking about mitochondria. If I talk about mitochondria, please remember, yeah, Avan, if I talk about nucleus now, it is like class monitor in short. So yes, if I talk about this mitochondria, it is what? This mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of the cell. Now since it is the powerhouse of the cell, why we are saying powerhouse? Because it is giving energy. Now it is giving energy in the form of what? It is giving me the energy in the form of ATP. Now you must be wondering, sir, what? What is ATP? If I talk about our homes, our AC, our fan, our laptops, even your mobile phone on which you are having this lecture, they are being charged, they are running. Why? Because there's a energy. Which energy? Electrical energy. Now it is coming from some source, right? It may be hydroelectric dams, it may be windmills, whatever it is. So there are powerhouses, right? From where you're getting this electricity. In the similar manner, if I talk about our body, we also want energy. So our energy is in the form of what? They are ATP molecules. Now the question which is asked in the examination is what? The question is asked, how many ATP of energy are actually generated? So I'll give you the option. It is 28, 38, 36, or we can talk about 46 over here. So what is the correct answer? The total amount of energy which is generated. So it is in the form of what? Is it 28 molecules, 38, 36 or 46? So how many ATPs are generated at that time? Can you, Durgesh, Shankar, can you explain this part? If I talk about this part, please remember the overall ATP is actually 38, right? And Shankar, here, if you are talking about 36, that would be wrong. See, overall it is 38, but no, Akhleshwar, it's not 36, it is 38. And the question is asked, outside mitochondria, how much energy? So this the difference between two. Let's have a look. Overall it is 30. I'll just take another. Yeah. Overall it is 38, but if I talk about mitochondria, then in mitochondria it is 36, and outside mitochondria it is 2. So 36 and 2, its combination would be 38. So this is again important, but it is for CGL part. It will not be asked in CHSL or MTS examination, but we must be aware of 36 by mitochondria. If I talk about outside mitochondria, it would be 2, and overall it is 38. And that's why it is told 38 ATPs of energy, right? But it is important for CGL. Again, I am saying not important for this MTS part, right? Okay, but it's good that you have asked this question, so we have gone in detail. So yes, here stomata was the correct answer. We have discussed it is helping in the opening and closing of it, right? Next question we have, chlorophyll contains what? Now this is from SSC 10+2 data entry operator. What is the correct answer here? Chlorophyll is containing what? Is it iron, magnesium, cobalt or zinc? What is the correct answer? And all these questions are very important. And yes, it's good that now we have good number of candidates so that we can go in the detail as well. So I want everyone to like this session and share it so that we can do postmortem of each and every question and we can discuss all the questions which were previously asked and have more probability of coming. So Shankar is the first one to answer this, and great Shankar, and you have given answer, so it would be magnesium. Others, can you answer this part? Vinod is also going with magnesium, Avan is with magnesium, Durgesh is with magnesium, Akhleshwar is with C, that is cobalt. Okay. So one of the candidates is saying cobalt. Let's understand about all the options. If I talk about this chlorophyll, so chlorophyll is containing magnesium, right? Durgesh is saying, sir, B is right. Vikram is also with B. Yeah, B is correct. Magnesium. Now there are other questions as well. Now if I talk about chlorophyll, so chlorophyll is containing magnesium, no doubt. But if I talk about blood, then blood is having what? Iron. Where if I talk about this iron, so I'll relate it with hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Where this hemo and globin, if I break it into two parts, heme word comes from hematite, which is actually the ore of iron. If I talk about globin, there's a word that is globulin. Now, when we'll understand about blood, we know blood is divided into two parts. One is plasma, one is blood corpuscle, in which blood corpuscle has RBC, WBC, platelets. So if I talk about this part, heme, you can relate it with hematite. And yes, hematite is the ore of iron. So in blood, we have iron. And this hemoglobin is the one which is giving red color to the blood. Right? Now if I talk about cobalt. For cobalt, please remember, vitamin B12 requires it for the functioning. And we know about its name. What is that? True, Durgesh. Very good. So if I talk about this part, that is B12, its name is cyanocobalamin. Now just try to have a look at this word. If I talk about cobalamin, cobalt. Can you relate it? Cobalt. Can you relate it with cobalt? Yes. So whenever you are in the state of doubt, this question is very, very important for all the examinations. Not only CHSL, CGL, RO, ARO, whatever examination comes into your mind. This question is asked everywhere. So yes, please remember that is cobalt, that is you can relate with cobalt, right? And obviously all these particular elements which are present here are important for our body, right? Okay, so let's move forward to the next question now. If I talk about zinc, helpful in galvanization and all. Okay, so we have exam for official application, which is one-stop solution for all the government job aspirants. We have live paid courses with the test series. Then we have free subject-wise and topic-wise quiz with the report card. We have job alert examination date admit cards which are present here. Then all examination previous year PDF with the solution. Free all India scholarship test with the report card. We have topic-wise free live classes, free full-length and sectional test with the report card, free exam-wise PDF and practice set PDF. Then we have daily, weekly, monthly current affairs, unlimited subject-wise practice set questions, all these at a single platform. Just go to Play Store, click on the Play Store, type Exampur over there, click on the install button, click on the open part, just do the registration and start using it. So we have next question, carrot is a rich source of which vitamin? Now this is from CPU. Carrot is a rich source of which particular vitamin? Can you answer this part? Carrot is a rich source of which vitamin? Answer please. Haan Durgesh, please ask. Carrot is a rich source of which vitamin? And everyone who's there in the session now, please like it and share it. Everyone. So that we can have discussion here. Yes, so Shankar is going with option number A. Avan is also with A, Akhleshwar is also with A, Vinod is with A, Vikram is with A. Durgesh, your answer is left. So what's your answer? What's your answer, please? Waiting. So Shankar, Avan, Akhleshwar, Vinod, Vikram. Very good. If I talk about this carrot, so carrot is a rich source of vitamin A. That's true. Totally correct. If I talk about vitamin A, what is its name? From the name itself, you will be getting answer. How? If I talk about this vitamin A's name, that is retinol. Now just have a look at this word retinol. Retin. Can you relate it? Retin is related with what? Retin, you can write retina. What is retina? Retina, that is you're talking about your eyes. This means vitamin A is beneficial for your eyes. But if there is deficiency of vitamin A, what will happen? There will be the issue in eye. That's true. So yes, for those particular eyes, from our childhood, our mother says, beta gajar kha le, beta palak kha le. That is green vegetables, this carrot, they are helping in what? They are helping in your vitamin A so that your body can have a good amount of or ample amount of this vitamin A. So yes, Kundan is here. Hello Kundan, good morning, how are you? So retina is related to eye, so you can relate it. If I talk about vitamin C, so vitamin C is what? Here, I'll write ascorbic acid. Its chemical name is ascorbic acid. Now, if there is the deficiency of vitamin C, it will lead to what? If it's deficiency there, it will lead to scurvy. Now, what is that? In scurvy, there's bleeding of gums. True, Shankar. If there's an issue in that, it will lead to night blindness. That is option For the vitamin A, it leads to deficiency of vitamin A leads to night blindness. If I'll talk about vitamin C, its deficiency leads to scurvy. If I'll talk about vitamin D, it is what? It is calciferol. And its deficiency leads to what? Its deficiency leads to rickets. Its deficiency leads to rickets. Apart from rickets, it also leads to osteomalacia. Now, what is that? Rickets is actually bowing of legs. And if I talk about osteomalacia, this is what? Here, weakening of bones takes place. There's lack of calcium. Now, if I'll go with the option number E, option number D, that is vitamin E. It is also known as beauty vitamin. It is also known as beauty vitamin. So obviously it is preventing you all from aging, right? So it prevents from aging. And remember one thing, this vitamin E is not only known by its name. See, obviously from name it would be clear. For all those creams which you are using, they will be having vitamin E. One more thing is that if you want yourself to prevent yourself from aging, you will be using vitamin E. So yes, let's thank you Kundan for the same. Thanks a lot. Okay, so if I talk about its sources, vitamin A, you will be eating carrot for it or green vegetables. For vitamin C, now what you can have? You can have those citrus fruits. It's very, very important for you all. Whenever you have those particular products like lemon, then you can talk about orange. All those things will be containing vitamin C. For vitamin D, you will be having sunlight, right? Or you can have eggs over there. Next we have pulses are a good source of what? Now this is from SSC combined metric level. So we have 4 options here. What is the correct answer? So Kundan, I guess you were there in the batch today. I was not getting your comments today. Yesterday, I guess you were there, but today, I guess I missed your comment. There were many candidates, so I missed your comment. Okay, yeah. So if I'll talk about vitamin E, its chemical name is tocopherol. Actually, there's a trick. Rath ek toffee. So retinol, thiamine, ascorbic acid, you can use that. Okay, so Shankar is going with proteins. Akhleshwar is also going with proteins. We have Bhaskar here, and Bhaskar is going with C, proteins. Great. Then Vinod is also with C, Durgesh is with C. Yeah, that's totally correct. If I talk about pulses, from pulses, PP, I have actually there those tricks, you can relate that. So from pulses, you will be getting proteins. So pulses are actually good source of proteins. Now, what are they? Let's have a look at that. Since you all are here now, it feels good that I am going with the postmortem of these questions. Whenever we have lots of candidates, we have lots of doubt and we can go for the postmortem part. Let's do its postmortem. Obviously, the answer is going to be protein. Now, what are they? If I talk about nutrients, nutrients are actually of 2 different types. One is macronutrient and another one is micronutrient. Now, what is macronutrient? Macronutrients are needed in huge amount. But this micronutrient is not needed in that much amount. But yes, it is needed, but not in that much amount. Now, I will talk about this macro. Here you can talk about carbohydrate. Then we have proteins. And then we have fat. But if I talk about this micronutrient, what all things are here? You can talk about vitamins. Or you can talk about all those particular important stuffs where you can talk about iron, calcium, and all those things. Now, if I talk about this carbohydrate, proteins and fats, so here, which one will give you instant energy? This is asked in the examination. Please remember, this carbohydrate is the one which gives you instant energy. But it doesn't mean that they are not giving energy. Protein will also give you energy, fat will also give you energy. If I talk about this vitamin, vitamin never gives you energy. This is asked in the examination. Please remember, this vitamin is never going to give you energy. Then how it is helping? It is helping in the whatever issue comes into your body. For example, if I talk about vitamin A, I've already told you, for the betterment of your eye. If I talk about vitamin C, it will be helping where? If I talk about this vitamin C, then those bleeding and all those issues, they will not be there. If I talk about vitamin D, it will keep your bones strong. If I talk about vitamin E, it will be preventing you from aging. So in this manner, all these questions are important. Now I have a question for you. Let's see who can answer this. If I want to have vitamin K, so vitamin K helps in what? My question is, vitamin A will be helping in what? So can you answer this part? Where is this particular vitamin K helping? I'll give you the hint. Vitamin K, if you want vitamin K, you can have green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables. But my still question is, if you will have vitamin K in the ample amount, where it will be helping? Oh. Yes, that's true. So there's a question from Akhleshwar, protein gives sustained energy for the long time. That's true. And if I'll talk about fat, then fat is, that particular energy is actually stored in our body and it can be later on used. Shankar is saying, sir, how much gram is present in the protein of pulses? See, if I'll talk about pulses in short, if I'll talk about in Hindi, dal. Now, dal are of different types, right? You can talk about arhar dal, you can talk about moong dal. So it varies actually. Then Shankar, Bhaskar, Akhileshwar, Vinod, you all are correct, totally correct. It is helping in the blood clotting. It is helping in the blood clotting. And why I asked this question? It is a misconception. It is thought that only vitamin K is helping you out. No. Apart from vitamin K, we have fibrinogen also. Fibrinogen is also helpful in this blood clotting, right? Okay. So if one is asking nitrogen. Okay. So if I'll talk about nitrogen, see, this carbohydrate is made up of what? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But if I'll go with this protein, we have nitrogen also here. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Apart from that, we will be having nitrogen also, and this is asked in the examination many times. Okay, so we have already done its postmortem. Let's move forward with the next question now. Next we have, ripe grapes contain what? Now this is from SSC section officer 2006. Is it fructose, sucrose, galactose or glucose? What is the correct answer over here? Oh, see, times is also up. Today I was not able to. Okay, so it's good. Blood clotting from vitamin K, fibrin. No, heparin will not be the correct answer, Avan. No. Heparin is totally different thing. Now, what's that? I'll explain you. But before that, I want this answer. Prothrombin, that's totally correct. Prothrombin, you can talk about fibrinogen, that would be okay. But heparin is totally different. Yes, so if I'll talk about this answer, the correct answer is going to be fructose. And remember, fructose is actually present in all the ripe fruits. If I talk about the ripe fruits, that is pake hue phal. So yes, in the ripe fruits, we have fructose. Now, there's an important thing. Please remember this. Here was a candidate who was the Avana was asking me heparin. Please remember this part. If I talk about heparin, heparin is the one which is preventing your blood clotting within your body. So heparin is not the one which is helping your blood to clot. It is totally opposite. It prevents blood clotting. It's good that Avan has asked me this answer. So it will prevent your blood to clot within your body. And that's why we are safe and sound. Just think of a scenario. Within our body, blood is clotting. So what will happen? Blood will not able to circulate, right? So yes, I guess we have done postmortem of all the questions. Now we'll be meeting in the next class. And tomorrow we'll be having class for the SSC GD part, right? On the main channel between 9 to 11. So I'll be on another channel. So I'll be waiting for you all in that particular channel. Okay. So bye-bye everyone. Please take care. And for any kind of doubt, comment section is always there for you. And yes, we have classes for different SSC examinations between 12 to 1 and for CGL between 4 to 5. So we'll meet you in the evening between 4 to 5 with the CGL classes. So bye-bye everyone. Please take care. Enjoy.